some of these buildings were completely leveled, and as you see in this video here, they're essentially just stacks of scrap metal this morning. Now, the city's opened up 5 shelters, one being a junior high school. An elementary and high school there were hit hard. Now, in the aftermath, Cross County School District posted on Facebook encouraging people to support and uplift each other.
The city just lifted a curfew, by the way. It will be lifted, well, it has been just a few minutes ago, about 6 minutes ago at 6 a.m. this morning. They are still asking outsiders, however, not to come into town unless they have specifically been requested to do so. They've also discouraged people from being on the streets if at all possible so work can get finished. In North Little Rock, the Pulaski County Coroner's Office confirms another death there. You'll see some of the damage here that the city experienced as a result of those storms yesterday. All sorts of trees down, houses damaged, and along with that, an electric department official reports many broken power poles and down lines, as you might expect. He says areas around Amboy and Indian Hills will be out of power for at least multiple days. You're looking at why trees toppled, and in the situation, he's saying, calls for, quote, an entire infrastructure rebuild in parts of the city. Can you imagine? THV 11's Sarah Horbakowitz spoke with Terry Hartwick, the mayor, about the challenge ahead.
The first thing we're going to do is get the streets clean. I mean, we've got all hands on deck, from sanitation, the street department, even our electric department has people. So we're clearing the streets, even as you see right now, how it's clean to the side. So we've got a massive area of cleanup. But to get the streets clean, so if there was an emergency, you could get through and not have to be turned. That's the first thing. Second thing is we're going to concentrate mainly, without a doubt, to get the power back on for people. I can tell you right now it should be substantial, but we're getting help, and people from Conway, as we said, Jonesboro are coming. But that's the main, get the power back on, get people back to normal as soon as possible.
Getting people's power back on is now the issue, but just still reeling from the fact that this happened. We did have the warnings that we didn't used to have in the old days. I remember the Jonesboro tornado, but way back in the 70s. But yeah, you're right, Hayden. It is historic, and we wish everyone well.
Well, it's good to hear from the mayor, too, especially Terry Hartwick, and what he's able to talk about, too. North Little Rock's a tight-knit community. It's a big town. It's a lot of folks there, too. But, I mean, you think of folks, oh, gosh, from Rose City to Lakewood. My folks grew up in North Little Rock. A lot of Northeast graduates. I've already heard from my folks that are pitching in and helping out. And North Little Rock's a strong community. West Little Rock's a strong community. And it's just unbelievable to think, too, these storms are common in Arkansas. We're used to them during the spring. But as Tom and Nathan and Scott and Corrales emphasized yesterday, too, the fact that it went over such a heavily populated area is really the scary thing.
It is, and that's why you're seeing those massive power outages. Hayden and I both live in the West Little Rock area, and my mother and I, she's 86, from Arkansas. She's been through how many tornadoes? The sound that they've described, like a train, you may have heard it yesterday, the wind's coming, and it tells you, you better do something and do it fast. Of course, the guys were telling us as that as well.
It was scary. It was wild, too. It was really, really scary, too. Had a new baby. We were in the closet. Of course, we saw that damage on Cantrell Road, the Purple Cow, that Pulaski Title Company that was damaged. We live about a quarter of a mile from there. And so we were in the closet, me and the little man and the wife, and thankfully everyone's okay. Home's not damaged. We were doing just fine. Again, what we've talked about, too, is how fortunate we are. We don't have any power right now. That's okay. But we've talked about all these areas that have been impacted as well. And, of course, this not only impacted West Little Rock, not only impacted Midtown here in Little Rock, North Little Rock, Jacksonville, too, an area that was hit. And again, this is the video of what I was just describing. This is that Pulaski County Title Company building that is, it's a little bit of a surreal situation for me to see, because again, my wife and my 6-week-old son live, folks, if you can see right behind that building is about 2 blocks that way is where, my parents live in this area. So it was a scary situation, but we were so blessed. We were so fortunate. We did not receive any damage. So many folks not as fortunate. So we're thinking of you. Hopefully we can get this cleanup done as quickly as possible. But it was just such a wild situation just on a Friday afternoon.
On a Friday afternoon, and yes, and our weather team did a great job getting you prepared. And folks, if you know people who do not have power and you can communicate with them, do pass along all of the information we're bringing you this morning. They obviously can't get online or can't get the internet in any way, so please pass along what you can to the folks you love and care about. Now we want to check in with Stephen Elmore. He is a meteorologist from our sister station in Northwest Arkansas.
What are you seeing so far in Jacksonville? I know we talked about this storm. Corrales already discussed the path of just how incredible it was to see it move across Pulaski County. I want to send it to you in Jacksonville now.
Hey guys, yesterday morning we were in Kamak Village and we saw destruction. We saw trees uprooted, and this morning when we were told we were going to Jacksonville, the damage seems far worse here. We're right in front of a laundromat in Jacksonville right now, and Jacksonville for the most part is still very dark this morning, still like they're suffering with a lot of power outages still, but the damage left behind in Jacksonville seems pretty severe. Right behind me is just the damage of this laundromat that police officer from Jacksonville told us used to stand here. Underneath this rubble is a car that you see with its windows smashed out of it, and then over to the side of it you can see just all the empty washers and dryers. A building across the street, the police officer wasn't sure what that building used to be, but it's completely destroyed. A lot of police officers are out this morning directing traffic. A lot of people are trying to head to work this morning, but obviously still very dark outside, and they're still working to get the roads clear to the point where they're just having to direct people to traffic, call their supervisors to see if they can even travel to where they're headed this morning.
All right, Stephen, thank you so much for that. We have much more ahead on this special Wake Up Central edition on Saturday.
It is a day we're not going to forget very soon. Of course, we're going to have more information, more live shots this morning from different locations affected by these tornadoes yesterday, including more video. We had so many pictures, video, so much stuff sent from us from viewers across Central Arkansas and Northeast Arkansas as well. So
it shows you the smaller damages that we don't see on a larger scale. So we sure appreciate all of you for sending that in, and keep on if you are in a place to do that.
Looking forward to the sun coming up. It's going to be a beautiful day. Of course, Corrales will preview exactly what we can expect on this Saturday, and again, when the sun does come up, we'll get a much better look at what we saw yesterday and the damage, unfortunately, that we did sustain here in Arkansas and, of course, the Little Rock area. Again, this is some video from the Breckenridge area in Midtown Little Rock. We'll have much more here on this special edition of Wake Up Central on Saturday.